Lovely. So I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that I don't really need to worry now about the Dark Brotherhood. I kind of killed their leader, right? I killed so many Dark Brotherhood people. Surely at this point, it is of no concern. I want to try and purchase bolts. I'm gonna go to Balmora.
Short trip, long trip, you decide.
And once I reach Balmora, I'm gonna go to that. I think are there 2 weapons shops in town? Oh, this is the Khajiit that sells the demon Tonto, right? There's also, oh, what's it called? I don't know, but it's over there. That screen tearing was bad. Yeah, so there's this guy, Revere. He's just a regular trader. You're an armorer. It's right here.
Citizen.
The razor hole.
Go ahead.
Hello. Do you sell bolts? You do sell bolts. I'm gonna take 200 silver bolts. And I need to sell this Daedric Wakizashi. Well, I can also buy some steel bolts as well. Thank you. Max sale. Enjoy the best deal you've ever gotten in your life. Alright. So now we're really going here. The headphones battery has run out. I'm currently changing it. One bad thing about having wireless headphones is that you need to swap out the batteries, but if you have 2 batteries, it's fine.
Go ahead.
I think I've made my decision. My decision is that I will go back to Vivec.
Why walk when you can ride?
We'll go to Vivec and I will go speak to these priests. I will choose to trust them, but I'm armed and ready with a crossbow if it goes south. Get me to the temple, please. Please twice. That's how much I want to go to the temple. Great. Okay, I have to speak with somebody. Danso in Dules. That's who I must speak to. Hello?
If you're here for trouble, you'll get more than you bargain for.
Can't tell you about Danso in Dules. Alright, well, let's go through here. And up here. Well, where is Danso and Dules? I had presumed that she would be, or she would be just like out there, you know. Are you dancing until last night? You're just an ordinator. Let's check inside the High Fane.
No,
Milano
I don't
Laura.
think so.
You talk too much, Outlander. You talk too much, Outlander.
No. Alright, I happen to have a bit of meta knowledge here. Open Morrowind. Might be a little glitched. We're just going to turn off collision. And there she is down here. Hello. I want to meet the Archcanon. The Archcanon is in his private quarters and he very much wishes to speak to you, but I am to warn you. Avoid confrontations with the Ordinators at all costs. The Archcanon has spoken with the High Fane Ordinators, but if you are a wanted criminal, they may try to arrest you. The blood of faithful servants of the temple is spilled. It will make a reconciliation all that much more difficult. Private quarters, southern half of the East Chapel. I don't know why Open Morrowind likes to like move characters, but it's the same reason why there are just some of like the travel people just like middle of nowhere.
Make it quick, Bosmer.
Private quarters, southern half of the East Chapel. Oh, this is the East Chapel, and this is southern half. Am I to pick the lock? Hello? My plan. We know you plan to meet with the Archcanon in his private quarters, Outlanders. We'll be watching you carefully. Do not break the law, or we will take swift action.
What, Outlander?
Unlock now.
Why do you disturb me?
If I pick the lock, it's not gonna work. Ah, no, it's this. Right?
Do you want something?
Arenas, Naravarine? Tch. Lies and superstitions. You are not the thing. It is that guy. I'm gonna go back down to this person down here and see if I can get a key. Meet the Archcanon, private quarters, avoid confrontations, private back entrance. You're on the eastern canal side level. Eastern canal side level leads through a smaller room and into Sarione's private quarters. The door's always locked and the Ordinators. Alright, well. What did she say? I go back down there. I didn't quite understand what she's saying. Sorry to break all immersion, but this is just so annoying. Private back entrance. Door on the eastern canal side level. Oh, leads through. Okay. Oh, I think there's a door right here, is there not? Oh, I want to wait. I need to... Okay. I think there's a door right here. No, there isn't. I guess we're gonna need to use Chameleon here. Oh, where's the Amulet of Strong Chameleon? Crouch down. Use it. Can I further Chameleon myself? Okay, Caius's black shirt. Okay, and now lockpick.
You talk too much, Outlander.
Hello. Thank you for coming, Therinus. You knew the Temple's doctrine on the Nerevarine. Perhaps it is time to change that doctrine. The Temple must protect the people from false doctrines, and your association with Imperial intelligence makes your motivations and integrity suspect. But you have been chosen Hortator and Nerevarine by the Dunmer people, and we have reached a crisis with Dagoth-Ur. We can no longer defend the people against the awakened Sixth House. You and your prophecies may represent our last hope. Our situation is desperate, but I would rather have you hear the details of our situation and the circumstances leading up to that situation from Lord Vivec himself. He has asked to see you. Would you agree to a private meeting with him and hear in person what he has to say? Yes. Good, here are 2 keys. One to the private back entrance to my quarters, the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivec's palace. I regret that, at present, the Ordinators are not completely under my control, so for now I'll ask you to avoid confrontations with them. Vivec is expecting you. His lordship is remarkably patient, but perhaps it would be better not. Waiting. Okay. Oh. This gets you into the Hall of Wisdom.
What, Outlander? Why do you disturb me?
Well then, it is time to speak with Vivec. Alice. There he is. This is Vivec. Just standing there. Now he meditates. No? I expected you. Good business, you and I. When I was young like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then later there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the distant priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Therinus is the incarnate and Nerevarine, prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope. Withstand the menace of Dagoth-Ur in the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth-Ur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, and keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? Yes, I accept Wraithguard. Good, sensible of you. Now will you give your oath before all gods and men, before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagoth-Ur and the preservation of Morrowind and its people? So I swear. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. Now have a brief momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before... There's a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the distant priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions, like, do or you may leave as you wish, but I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave. How to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagoth-Ur. To defeat Dagoth-Ur, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Veminal. Then recover the artifact blade Keening from Gate Citadel Odrosel. Proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth-Ur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorkhan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth-Ur's connection to the Heart. He will be destroyed, and the Blight ended. To destroy Dagoth-Ur, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorkhan. To do this, strike the heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once. Then strike the heart more than once with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraithguard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Dagoth-Ur is the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, and a mighty sorcerer and enchanter in his life. In his sustained shadow immunity, he appears to be a highly intelligent, severely deluded immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears, by turns, lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise and profoundly disordered. Short, he is a mad god. In my library, I have made available 2 conflicting accounts of the events of Red Mountain. My own true account, and another false account common among the Ashlanders and preserved in the Apocrypha. I don't care whether you believe my account or not. I leave it up to you to judge which is true. I want your trust and willing cooperation, so I've had the priests make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read or take with you. Take a look at them yourself. You need to know, where is Dagoth-Ur? Okay. I'm going to say, where is Dagoth-Ur? Dagoth-Ur has never ventured out of the Heart Chamber, the place under Red Mountain where the Heart of Lorkhan lies. It is there or nearby that he is constructing a new god, Akulakhan, also known as the Second Numidium. Uh-oh. That's not good. What are his plans? We know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating 6th House cultists and victims of dream compulsions. From our study of Dagoth-Ur's actions, the temple's scholars and inquisitors have prepared a document, Dagoth-Ur's plans, that summarizes what we know or suspect. Take this copy. It's also available in my library. Who are his servants? Chief among his servants are his 7 brothers, the Ash Vampires, powerful Heartwights, and cunning sorcerers of old. Creatures appear to die, but are always revived at the heart. Somehow Dagoth-Ur has conferred some portion of his immortality upon them. Or perhaps they sustain themselves through more conventional sorcery. Who? I already asked who is Dagoth-Ur. What are Dagoth-Ur's powers? He is able to send his mind into the dreams of susceptible victims across vast distances. The victims are either swayed by his compulsions or driven mad. He also seems nearly invulnerable to physical and magical harm. His flesh and the flesh of his followers evolves towards a mutable, magical form. Dagoth-Ur in the highest ranks can control the distorted manifestations of their flesh. Lower ranks lose control of their bodies and become mindless corpus monsters. What is known about Dagoth-Ur's defenses? Confer with the Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers garrisoning Ghost Gate for the latest information about the defenses of the citadels of Dagoth-Ur and his Heart-White Inn. How can I prepare for battle? Prepare for war. Beyond the Ghost Fence, there are no safe places, no allies. Stockpile resources. Plan for retreat and replenishment. Quest for artifacts of power. Who can help? Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers stationed at Ghostgate have the most practical knowledge of the nightmare world inside the Ghost Fence. Them in my name for counsel and aid. Thank you. Numbered, aren't I? Yes. Okay, let's do some things here. I can just drop all these ash salts. Elk resin. Scales are quite heavy actually, as it turned out. Well, a lot of this stuff I simply don't need, but I'm still going to hang on to. Here, I'm going to briefly drop these bolts. Where'd they go? They're right at my feet. Okay. Fun. Library. I've already read Battle of Red Mountain and Nerevar Red Mountain, I think. At Hulamayan. Okay. Dagoth-Ur's plans. From interrogation of captured sleepers and other 6th House cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivec concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials, this is our best estimate of Dagoth-Ur's motivations and objectives in this most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. Basic objectives. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn god Akulakan, second Numidium, to be created by Dagoth-Ur from the heart of Lorkhan, in a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by the Dwemer Kagranak. Establish the ancient heirs of House Dagoth as the god priests of Kulakan, and the 6th House of Dagoth-Ur as the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversion, unite the Dunmer under the guidance of Dagoth-Ur to battle against the foreign animals who hold Morrowind in subjection. Note, Dagoth-Ur has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Dwemer High Craft Lord Kagranak. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient blasphemous folly of the Dwemer. 2. Expose the false worship of the Tribunal and destroy the never know how to say this word. Ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the dissident priests of the cult of the Nerevarine may be controlled or influenced by the 6th House in this regard is open speculation. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel races from Morrowind. Number 4, drive the Empire from Morrowind. Number 5, recover ancient territory stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. Number 6, extend the worship of Akulakan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Plans to establish and expand the 6th house. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against tribunal intruders. Deny tribunal access to the heart, weakening the temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of a Kulakan. Keep the construction of Second Numidium secret. Phase 2. Create passive servants in ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to susceptible subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Kogarun for further operations in the Ash Wastes. Hey, I was there. Establish smaller bases near small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivec. So is there a 6th house base in one of the Saint cantons? I don't know. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates? Yeah. Recruit willing followers from disaffected populations including the underworld, the poor, and rabid anti-imperial activists. Phase 3. Expand from smaller bases to other towns and villages and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins and train corrupted cultists as raiders and irregular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. Phase 4. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions and the imperial bureaucracy, along with their Hlalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native poor against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Dagoth to work on Second Numidium. Inferring Dagoth perspectives. Dagoth thinks on a large time scale, for the most part in the outside of time scale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythic scale are worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, and to become the new, hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing forces Dagoth worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, the Incarnate. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil, Dagoth believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage. On a mortal timescale, the battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt. And a Kulakan may be a device for dramatically reducing the timescale for a decisive victory. The myth of dynamic invincibility of the Emperor and the Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumors of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's failing health, and the unsettled question of the succession have diminished the scale of that threat. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nerevarine is a pawn of Imperial intelligence, handpicked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, may cause Dagoth considerable anxiety. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Dagoth nonetheless their personal abilities and their influence upon their fanatic followers is considerable, their motives and actions obscure, and Dagoth remains concerned about them. Here we go. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Dagoth and Dagoth is obsessed with this threat. At the same time, Dagoth knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Dagoth may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeated Dagoth they were strong and allied. Now the Nerevarine and the Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevarine and the Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Dagoth plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. A recent timescale of Dagoth activities. Much of the following timescale is based on inference from incomplete information. Before Second Era 882, Dagoth and his kin lie dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain. Dagoth and his ash vampires awake, refreshed, and emerge from lower Red Mountain into the Heart Chamber. Dagoth ritually binds himself and his brethren as heart whites in a ritual of his own devising. First stages of construction of Second Numidium, conceived during a long sleep, are begun by heart whites and atronach constructs in a chamber near the heart of Lorkhan. Keeping the Second Numidium project a secret from the Tribunal is a high priority. The Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the heart's power. Dagoth and ash vampires ambush the Tribunal. The Tribunes are driven away and prevented from restoring themselves with Kagranak's tools at the heart of Lorkhan. So the Tribunal gets its power from rituals at the heart of Lorkhan, and ever since Dagoth showed up, ever since he woke up, the Tribunal has been losing power. Second Era 882 to Third Era 417. Intermittent Tribunal campaigns assault Red Mountain. The Tribunal and supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber, but are repeatedly driven back. Dagoth recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsion. Weaker cultists become corpus beasts. Stronger cultists advance through the stages towards the powers of the ascended sleepers. Third Era 400. Hogaroon reoccupied by Dagoth Uthal, guy I killed, and fortified as an advanced base for 6th House operations. Blightstorms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. This is the Chad guy that I killed. All right, 410. 6th House bases founded near Narmak. I infiltrated there, and in waterfront areas of Vivec. Haven't infiltrated there. 6th House operatives exploit smuggler organizations and communications to spread their influence among victims unbalanced by Dagoth's dream sendings. 415. Small cells of 6th House cultists in every town in Vardenfell. Larger 6th House operations are concealed in remote dungeons where creatures are bred and cultists are trained for the coming struggle. 417. Amalexia and Sothasil lose the artifacts Keening and Sunder to Dagoth Odros and Vemin. Vivec rescues Amalexia and Sothasil, but failing to recover Keening and Sunder, the Tribunal retreat from Red Mountain in disorder. Surviving Buoyant Armature companions know the Tribunal was forced to retreat, but do not know how serious a reversal the Tribunal has suffered. The 3 tribunes return to their respective capitals and continue to perform their ritual functions. The tribunes continue to grow weaker without access to the heart because of resources required to support the ghost fence. The inner circle of the temple priesthood has begun to suspect the tribunes have suffered seriously from wounds and demoralization in the wake of the reverses at Red Mountain, but do not recognize the scale of the problem. 426 to 427. Campaign of 6th House assassinations of prominent Imperial citizens and Hlalu Imperial sympathizers. Sudden increase in number and seriousness of attacks by cultists and victims deranged with soul sickness. Noted with concern. 1. Dagoth can apparently perceive and communicate directly through his cultists. Sleepers and dreamers are often reported speaking as though with Dagoth voice and intention. 2. Little is known about the features, scale, or stage of completion of Akulakan, Second Numidium. No one has gained entrance to the Heart Chamber since Second Era 282. In Third Era 417, Keening and Sunder were captured and may substantially aid in Akulakan's construction. Really paints quite the grim picture. So I have now Wraithguard. This thing? Alright. Let's see. It's heavy armor. Its value 500,000 gold. Constant effect, shield 10 points, reflect 20%, resist blight disease 50%, resist shock, fire, frost, magic, and poison 10%. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing that. I mean, look at me. Come on. There it is. There's Wraithguard. Makes me incredibly powerful. So then, is there anything else to speak with? Back with? No. Actually, I believe we've finished our business. I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the distant priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. Now you are my guest, I am your host, and we have time for explanations, or counsel, or question, or bitter recriminations if you like. Or you may leave if you wish, as you wish, but I think before you leave, you should hear how to defeat Dagoth and how you must use the artifact Wraithguard. Okay, what really happened at Red Mountain? Okay, yeah. What really happened to the Dwemer? No idea? Okay. What was the Dwemer's sin? Creation of a new god from the substance of a dead god, Lorkhan. That is also the sin for which we would destroy Dagoth Destructive evil. Okay. What is it like to be a god? It's like being a juggler. Things are always moving and you learn to know where they are without even thinking about it. Only there are many, many things moving, and sometimes, like any juggler, you drop something. I'm afraid it's become a lot more a matter of dropping things lately. There's too much to do and not enough time, and I'm losing my touch. Perhaps I'm growing. It is a bit like being at once awake and asleep. Awake, I am here with you, thinking and talking. Asleep, I am very, very busy, perhaps for other gods, the completely immortal ones. It is only like that being asleep, out of time. Me, I exist at once, inside of time and outside of it. Do you remember being mortal? No. It's nice never being dead, too. When I die in the world of time, then I'm completely asleep. I'm very much aware that all I have to do is wake. Live again. Many times I have very deliberately tried to wait patiently a very long, long time before choosing to wake up. No matter how long it feels like I wait, it always appears when I wake up that no time has passed at all. That is the God place. Place out of time where everything is always happening all at once. Everything everywhere all at once? Yo, did Michael Kirkbride write that movie? No way. So do you remember being mortal? I remember. I do not feel it. I can, if I choose, remember the feeling, but I do not choose. It is very, very sad being mortal. There is happiness, yes, but mostly sadness. As I have said, count only the happy hours. For mortals, they are all too few. But for gods, there is no more feeling, only knowing. Not quite no more feeling. I still want to win. I want to defeat Dagoth. Perhaps I have lost the feeling for the people, for their suffering. I don't want that feeling. It is no use to me. That is no longer what matters to me. I only want not to lose. To lose would be very, very bitter. How do you feel about the people of Morrowind? I love the people of Morrowind. I became a god to make their lives more comfortable and secure. I am most close to my faithful followers. I am literally in their hearts and minds. I feel the most sympathy with House Redoran. They are Dunmer driven by creeds and deeds like I am. House Indoril is close to the compassion and sympathy of Almalexia. A comfortable, secure serenity. House Telvanni matches the disposition of my brother Sothasil. Iconoclastic, profane, unconventional. House Lalu represents the future of the Dunmer, integrated into the sophisticated mainstream of the traditionless, raceless, godless culture of the Empire. House Drez represents the past of pre-tribunal Great House culture. A persistent tradition of Daedra, and ancestor-worshipping civilized Dunmer clans. And I even love the Ashlanders for their preservation of the most ancient barbarian tribal traditions of the Dunmer who first settled Morrowind. Save here. But what are, bitter recriminations? You want to chide me? Why did I murder Nerevar? Why did I break my oath to Azura not to use Kagranak's tools? Why did I cause others? Why did you murder Nerevar? We did not murder Nerevar. The legend that we murdered Nerevar comes from a story told by a shield companion to Nerevar, Alondro Sul, who lived among the Ashlanders. The Ashlanders have retained Alondro Sul's account as part of their oral histories. The account is persuasive in some details and plausible in others, and is in any case false. I have 2 accounts of Nerevar's death here in my library. Read them, judge for you. Along with Lord Nerevar, and at his insistence, Almalexia, Sothasil, and I swore before our god of oaths at the time, the Daedra Lord Azura, never to employ the tools of Kagranak for any purpose. We broke our oaths. We turned our backs on the old gods. I still see no compelling reason to worship any of the Aedra or Daedra. But for the respect I held for Nerevar and the respect I held for myself, I should never have betrayed my oath. Of all my life's actions, I most regret that failure. Why did I cause others to suffer? I respect that question, and you for it. The most I can say is, I did the best I could as I saw things. Can you, mortal, presume to judge the actions and motives of a god? But because I need you and you need me, I will make an accounting for my sins to you. But not now. Destroy Dagoth and then we will discuss my sins. Then, perhaps, you will have earned the right to judge me. Suppose that's it. Thank you. I hope to see you again once I have defeated Dagoth. Well, I suppose actually get all these bolts back. I'm gonna go sell some things. Once that has been completed, I will return, grab those bolts, and then let's go try Dagoth. Well, no. We're not nearly ready. I still have so much carry weight that I need to get rid of. I mean, I gotta get these 2 artifacts, right? Sunder and Keening. Surely they're reasonably heavy, are they not? So if they're reasonably heavy, then one would say that I need to really lighten my load. Check out St. Dellen. If there's anywhere to sell my Abbey glassworkers.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Yes, Outlander?
Oh, glassworkers means like people making pots and pans and stuff. Okay.
Let's do some business, shall we?
of course, that is not the video. If there's anything good in the canal works. Certainly doesn't appear that way. At least on this side. Perhaps there is more to be done in St. Olms. Okay. We're gonna go over to this. Well, let's go to the top of this canton here. Maybe there's more, like, trade unions and stuff.
What words do you have?
You heard it here first, folks. Thorinus supports unions. Potter's Hall. Oh, this guy tried to... Someone tried to talk to me. What?
Speak freely, friend.
You guys got chameleon. Yes, the wizard Fevin Raylan cursed me with invisibility. You can't imagine what it's like living like this. No one will talk to me. Everyone thinks I'm a ghost of some sort. I can't take this any longer. I'm afraid to go talk to the wizard, and my father, the traitor, will think me a fool. Please, can you help? Try to help you. I don't know any spell. So would you take... let's see. The Dire Viper arrows. That's a good 4 carry weight gun. I'm gonna sell some of these potions. Rising Force. I don't need to get rid of a whole lot more. Okay. Selling a ton of potions to this guy will do the trick. I think we're good, right? Let's give you all the ash salts. Take. I'll sell you, like, how much are each of them worth? 25. I'll give you... Nope. More. Alright. Here we go. Now our carry weight is significantly lessened, so we're gonna go back to Vivec. Grab the bolts, and then we're gonna recall to our stronghold. Upon our arrival in the stronghold, we're gonna deposit just a bunch of stuff. All sorts of it. You're no longer burdened. And we can go get the stuff in Red Mountain. $200 silver bolts. Alright, let's put on the pants. And here we are. Ourselves back. El Uverith. Things are obnoxious. Far more trouble than they're worth. I need you to move. You're stuck there. Why are you? You're just stuck here. You're literally just stuck here, man. There we go. Finally. We are. Let us place in here all sorts of things. You know, I'm gonna. Can I put all? I don't think I can put all, but I can take all. Alright, we've reached the maximum in that chest. Go upstairs. Top of my upper tower here. And let's put a bunch of stuff in here. Amulets will keep. This belt of heartfire no longer useful to me. I forgot I had the bone charm. Port Led's robe is not. This is not useful. Ring of Equity. I don't know. Using it. Levitation's useful. Ring of the Hortator, not. Third battle we're keeping. These restore magicka we don't need. Fortify intelligence will keep. Fortify magicka. That for it. Keep it. Visibility we don't need. Levitate. Need. Cure common disease we don't need. Water breathing we don't need. Fortify health, no. Magicka, no. Oh no, fortify magic will keep. Restore fatigue, sure. Restore magicka, sure. Fortify fatigue, no. Restore willpower, no. Jamma will keep. Ash salts, going in. Ash yam, dang. Bone meal, going in. Dangerous heart, keep. Diamond, in. Drow wax. Restore strength is useful. Ectoplasm, going in. Emerald, going in. Fire salts, going in. Gold cannet, staying. Golden sedge flowers, going in. Grave dust, going in. Green lichen, going in. Horn lily bulb, going in. Oh, weighs 1, man. Hypophagia, going in. My egg, dang. Meadow rye, going in. Muck, going in. Pearl, keep it. Racer plumes, keeping rubies. In. Scales, staying. Scamp skin, staying. Resin. In. Vampire dust. Void salts staying, wickwheat staying. We made a good improvement. So I think doing a lot better for ourselves. All we're gonna do now is we're going to go to a temple, purchase the ingredients to make restore health and restore fatigue potions. We might be ready. But that's something for the next episode. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and please have a good rest of your day.